Wonky card. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am here. Sorry I didn't get on to say hello to you before. I'm rushing around. We've got visitors coming. So I was just getting everything ready, and it's just started to rain, so I had to rush outside to go and get all the bits back in again. Thank you very much, first of all, for all your lovely birthday wishes a couple of days ago. Still celebrating. Why not? Why not carry on? But it's so lovely to see you all of you here again this morning. So good morning to everyone. Morning Cass, morning Val, Sue, Karen, Fiona, Shirley, Nikki, Pat, Sandra, Heather, Jenny. Oh, loads of you. It's brilliant. Okay, so a little bit of die cutting, a little bit of blending, a little bit of everything today. And I'm going to be using a new stamp from the Designer Boutique selection. So this is the finished card. So I just thought I'd show you that to start off with. And this is what we're going to be using, which is the Designer Boutique, and it's called Sweet Nectar. So the Designer Boutique range of stamps is a new selection from Creative Expressions, and a lot of them have been designed by Pink Ink. If you look at that tiny little word there, it says Pink Ink Designs. So you know that you're getting a good quality, you know that you're getting a fine line to it, but also with this one, you're getting something a bit different. You're getting a couple of sentiments as well. And I thought I'd show you just how easy it is to colour such a thing. And then in the background, I'm using, except I've put that to one side, so we can't even do that. Hold on a second. We are using one of the stencils. Oh, trust me not to get that ready. You can tell I'm in a 2 and 8, can't you, eh? You can tell. Hold on a minute, everybody. Stand by your beds. What have I done with the stencil? I was getting all excited to show you. That's the thing. Ah. What have I done with the stencil, everyone? Where is it? Oh, God. In a safe place, I think you'll find, everybody. Dropped it on the floor, haven't I? Oh, oblige. And I can't reach it. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to go and grab another one. Could you talk amongst yourselves? Because I've dropped it and I can't reach it. Hold on. Hold on. Oh. What am I like, eh? Must be all these birthday celebrations getting to us. That's the stencil. So, just wanted to show you a couple of different ways of using it, really. So here we go. So I'm working on an 8x8 card, which is here. And I'm working with a new colour of card. Now, the colour of card is called taupe, T-A-U-P-E. Now, I thought that taupe was a brownie colour, but when you look at it, it is not. It is distinctly a very pale sage green, which I think is so pretty. So I'm going to put this already into my onto my background. So I've already cut that out. I'm just going to pop a bit of glue on there, because that's our background. I will be having the card in stock over the next couple of days ago. It will come with a range of the paler colours, which is white, and the yellows, I think it is. So look out for that. So that's the top then. So I've already cut a piece of card, ordinary card, that is just 1 centimetre shorter all the way around. And I'm going to take my mandala stencil, and I'm going to be going off the edge of it. I think that when people use this one, because it came in the little stencil colouring stencil pad or whatever it's called, I think people thought it had to be the main object of your desires and right in the middle. So I'm going to show you that it's not. So I'm going to use the Distress ink in Ripe Persimmon. I'm going to pick up some of my ink. It is Distress ink, not Distress Oxide. So here is my card, and I'm putting it at a funny angle, and I'm going to take my stencil and completely go on the edge. So obviously I'm not going to get all the design, but if you look at the design, it has got a centre, and so I'm going to start off in the centre in a circular movement, but I'm going to gradually come out to the edges, but I'm going to make sure that the centre bit is the strongest bit, so that when I take that off, you can see it, but you can't see the whole pattern, if you see what I mean. So then I'm going to move it over a bit more. So I'm going to come down the bottom here. And again, I've not got the whole of the pattern on, but I've got a bit more on this time. I'm going to pick it up, and I'm again going to start off just in the centre and work my way out and round, so that I'm just getting a very much lighter colour on the outside and the darker colour in the middle, like that. Turn around a bit more, and I think I'm just going to do a tiny bit here, but I'm still going to go along the same lines of the centre that would have been, see what I mean? I'm just going to do that the darkest, and then just coming out with that, but the centre being the darkest bit. Okay, and then another one here, centre. So obviously you could do this a variety of colours, but I've chosen the colours that I want to work with my stamped image, and then what I shall do is just continue to use those same colours on the background and the foreground, so that it will just show all the way around. So I'm going to cover that centre bit up, so I don't need to put anything on the centre, but you can see, I think, that it's got quite a nice patterned background now. And I think myself, I think that's what this one gives, is a really nice sort of background image to it. Obviously you could use it in the centre of any thing, but I think it does look very nice like that. So we've got our background there, and I'm just going to pop a bit of glue so that our background is all ready and waiting for our stamped image. Just line that up and pop that to one side. So I'm going to bring in my stamping platform now and use my stamp, and I've already cut a piece of watercolour card out. So the watercolour card is going to give it a slightly different image, but I want to do watercolour with it, hence why we're going to use watercolour card. So if you look at the image, you can see that that is coming from a corner into the picture. So that is exactly where I'm going to go, something like that. So I'm going to come down a bit here because I want a sentiment to go up here. So I'm going to come down, make it more or less there. Pick that up, and I'm going to use VersaFine, and I'm going to use it in the smoky grey. just to stamp that up, because this one's okay with watercolour. And being on a watercolour card, it will soak in quite quickly. Like so. Just check that that's all okay, which it is. So it's not being in the grey, it's not a stark grey, it's not an in-your-face grey, which I think is probably best, that it is not so. I've got my blending mat here. Now I'm going to do a little bit of colouring. So the colouring that I want to do on it is not going to be like masses of colours. I want to do it so that you think that you could do it as well, because if you're not a colourist, you don't want to panic over this. So the colours I have got are ripe persimmon, bundled sage for the green, and then I've got the new speckled egg and peacock feathers, which are going to be for the bird. But let's attempt to do the flower first. So I've got my watercolour aqua pen. Yes, I've just turned it upside down because I prefer it like that. And I'm not going to worry about making sure that I've gone up to all the lines and all that sort of thing. I'm just going to put a bit of colour on it wherever I think that there is a bit of leaf. So you can see that I've already gone over the lines and left a bit of white on it. But anywhere where there is a bit of a leaf, it's going to get a splash of green colour. And I've got to work out now where we're going. Here we go. So I've also got some of the new Cosmic Shimmer watercolour paints coming in, but they won't be in until Tuesday. So they're quite vibrant colours, I think. So I thought we'd go with these colours to start off with today. Nice to see you all having a chat. Yes, I like this stencil too. It is quite a different one. Just got to make sure that I've got all where I think is all of the, I don't know whether that's leaves or not. So let's go with if it is leaves. Could be, could not be. Okay, so that's the colour of that. And just take the colour off of my pen brush by going like that. Now going on to the penstemon. So I'm going to go quite, I'm going to go in the centre, and I'm just going to go quite pale with that to start off with. I'm going to start from my centre, and you will find, if you do it that way, that some of your flower is going to be a darker colour and some are lighter. But there again, if you look at your flowers, if you are lucky enough to have a garden, you'll see that as some of them come out, they're a vibrant colour. As some of them go, they die off, they're a different colour. So I'm just trying to find in the pattern where any of the little flower bits might be. So that's my penstemon. And then I'm going to wipe that one off because I don't want that one at the minute. I'm then going to go in with a bit of speckled egg. This is the new colour. I have to say, I think it's the funniest launch of anything that I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if any of you have noted anything like this, but Tim Holtz has got some fantastic ranges. There's no doubt about that, of distress colours and things. But how anyone can be hyped up as much as the industry has been by introducing one new colour, I don't know. I just don't know. It's a lovely colour and all that. But one new colour? Oh well, okay, there you go. So I've just put over a little bit of a wash there, and I'm then going on, with peacock feathers, which is a much brighter, but in the same sort of range. And I'm just going to, so it's a bluey colour, and I'm just going to go on to his feathers. And again, I'm just putting it on there. I'm not being fussy. I'm just giving him a bit of a colour there. Okay. Because I'm using the small brush of the water ones, I can manage to get quite a fine line there. Just go in with a little bit extra colour, so a bit of an extra line on there. Whoops. And I think, because I'm playing now, I'm just going to put a bit more speckled egg on the bottom of his wings where it would be just a little bit darker. Okay, so wipe this off. Oh, although I do still need it in just a second, but I want to add the sentiment first. So I'm going to take my sentiment, and on there we've got sweet birthday wishes or cherish beautiful moments. On the main card I did cherish beautiful moments. But on this one, I think I'm going to go with sweet birthday thoughts, or whatever I said it was. No, sweet birthday wishes. So I'm going to pop my card onto there. And I'm going to put my sentiment onto there. And I'm going to stamp my sentiment in, I'll see how it comes out, in the bundled sage. Now, it's because I don't want too much of a sentiment. I know that sounds a little bit double Dutch. I want it to say something, but I don't want it too in your face. Hence, I've used the distressing, but I wouldn't do that all the time, see what I mean. So one more thing before I remove this out of the way. So I'm just going to put down some bundled sage onto my blending mat here, and I'm going to add some water. So I'm going to spritz it with some water. Then I'm going to get my fan brush, and I'm just going to pick it up, and I'm going to splat. Oh, need something to knock it onto, really. That's better. Just going to splat some bits of the bundled sage over. Really, it colours the background in, to be honest with you. More than anything, it colours the background. So as you can see, move that out of the way. Better just pick up all those little bits. It's not coloured per se. I haven't put dots all over it. I have just literally splattered it with the colour on there, just to give it a little bit of a background. I'm just going to whiz my heat gun on there just to dry it off, because I don't want to smudge it, but I don't want to dry it too much because I don't want it to start curling, which it will want to, because there's a fair bit of water on there. When you're putting the splashes on, I find that I really prefer to leave it to dry naturally, because they do finish beautifully then. But we have not got the time to do that now, have we? Okay. I just think that by giving the splashes of water, it just fills in a very much so a blank screen, which we really don't want in there. If I was doing this a few days ago, this would be dry, wouldn't it? With all the heat that we've had. Thank goodness it's got a bit cooler here. Okay, so one or two bits to dry. So then I have already taken another piece of the taupe, and made a very thin frame this time. So taupe on the back and then just a piece of ordinary white on the front there. Just in case I've got that mucky there, I'm just going to do that. And I'm just going to put some of my 3mm roll, put that out of the way, onto the back there, so that that's going to be a very nice frame. So I'm hoping everybody's Christmas, John Next Door Christmas collection bits and pieces are on their way to you. Some of you have already received them. I tend to find the people that have received them are the ones that have got the packages instead of the parcels. The parcels always seem to take longer for some reason. So they are on their way, winging their way to you. So I do hope that you enjoy those. And when I come back to you on Wednesday at 11 on the next YouTube Live, I'll be using Sam circles. So if you are around to be able to tune in live at 11 o'clock on Wednesday, please do. And if not, then you'll be able to catch up with it on YouTube later on. It always is available there if you need it. So let me just position my little thing. I'm just going to pop that over. Just want to make sure my image is flat. As I said, in an ideal world, you wouldn't stick it to the background. In an ideal world, you would have let that dry naturally, and then you won't have that slight warp that you get. But I've managed to flatten it out there. So let's bring back our background that we had there already, all done. Check that I've got it round the right way. Now, I thought that it was quite nice to put it at sort of like a jaunty angle. So that's what I'm going to do. It needs more glue on the back piece there, but some of the foam will be hanging over the edge there, so you're okay with that. And I'm just going to put it, I'm going to put it that way around now because I want to, just at a slight angle, not massively, but just so that we can see that it is on its way there. What? I only put the oxide in the new speckled egg, not the normal distress. Sparkle pen would look quite nice. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's go for it, eh? Let's go for it. On the buds, did you say, June? Hold on. Sparkle pen would look... Oh, on the bird. On the bird. Oh, okay. Yeah. Good idea. Yeah. Make him... Thank you for that, June. I think you're right. Just put a little bit of sparkle to make him just stand out that much more. And you possibly can't even see that. Oh, yeah, that does look pretty, doesn't it? I'm not sure if you can see that because these are the Wink of Stella. So they are just literally a hint of a glint as opposed to anything else. But thank you. Yes, I like that. Yeah, I think rather than have gone absolutely straight on, which is just a card, it's no different. I just think it looks quite nice. So you might think that I did it on purpose, that I didn't do it on purpose, that I was covering something, but I really wasn't covering anything, okay? I was just doing that. So you can see the different colours. So the bird here I used in Seedless Raspberry or something like that. Seedless Preserve, and did him there. But the same colours, just slightly darker, and, you know, you can go over it a bit more, whatever. Okay, so there is your card for today using the Designer Boutique Sweet Nectar stamp and also the Nellie Snellen, and I've lost it again. Can you believe it? I have. I've lost it again. I've put it down again. It's a magic stencil. If you want a magic Mandela stencil, this is the place to come, because you put it down and you can't find it until you're not looking for it again. Dear, oh dearie me. Right, anyway, okay, so let me tell you all about what you've got coming up. So as I said, on Wednesday I'm going to be doing Sam's Circles, which I might be able to find you that. That is the die set that we'll be using on Wednesday. So if you've got one of those, you can be using that. And we will be back to normal with Fancy Fold Friday next Friday and all sorts of things like that coming up. There are lots of new products that are about to be launched, so do keep your eye out for all of those. Got a lot of sort of accessory things coming up. We've got the brand new Crafts 2 die brush coming up, which is fantastic for getting all the little bits out, and very clever. With just a press of a button down the bottom, you've got your little spatula thing, and then also pokey tool there, nicely discreetly kept. If you press it down, it clicks it so that it's there, and then press the other one and it disappears nice and safely there. And then you've got your brush for taking out all those little bits of your dies. We've got some, bring these in, we have got some covered magnets, which are brilliant for keeping in your stamping platform and using that to keep everything in place, but this time easy to get hold of. So yeah, they do go together still, but you can easily pick them up rather than them going together like that with all 4 of them rammed together, which clearly isn't the ideal. And then we've got a couple of new cutters, one of which I've been trying out today. We've got the guillotine. Let's take that out of the way. We've got the new Crafts 2 guillotine, which measures up to just over 6.5 inches that way, but it goes the full length of your A4 that way. And you've got really nice big guard there, which I think is really good to be able to hold in a piece of card so that you can just hold it into position there. And it's the guillotine rather than the actual cutting slider thing. So that's all out as well. So loads of things, loads of new things for you. Oh, guess what I've just found? My little thing. Wasn't the first one though. Still don't know what I've done with that one. That's the second one. So thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for putting up with me gabbling on. I will put loads of things on the website over today, and when I get the new card, which probably will be tomorrow, I'm afraid, but that will include the taupe card, as I said, which is this one, and some other lighter colours. I think, as I said, I think it's taupe, and it's a yellow, I think it's called light yellow, the white, and there's one other, and I can't remember what that is. So they will be going on the website later as well. I hope you have a lovely day, whatever you're doing. As I said, I've got my boys coming home, so I'm really looking forward to that. You're going up to Sainsbury's. Well, whoopee-doo. Oh, God. Who would have thought we would have enjoyed the thought of going shopping, or really scared stiff of going shopping, one or the other, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So hope you have a great day, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, and I'll see you on Wednesday at 11. Many thanks. Bye.